Hello, it's Welsh at Your Castle Real Estate, and I want to talk a little bit about the market for real estate on the entire Front Range. And it seems like almost every day I'm asked about, are we going to see an uptick in the number of short sales and foreclosures as a result of all of the unemployment that we've had and the recession that we're in? And amazingly enough, I think the answer is probably not. So here's why. If you take a look over the last 50 years for the real estate market, at least in Denver, prices have gone up in 47 of those years, and they've only gone down 3 times. In 1986, prices dropped about 4%, and at that time, the mortgage rate was about 17%, and we had double-digit unemployment, and the months of inventory was like 7 or 8 months. And what that means is that there were so many homes on the market and so few buyers that it would take almost 8 months to sell all the homes on the market. And when it's a strong buyer's market like that, there's always going to be one desperate seller who has to sell, and the only way to attract a buyer is by reducing your price, and it leads to a lot of soft prices. That's why the prices went down that year. The other 2 times when prices went down in Denver were 2008 and 2009, about 12% each year for those 2 years. And that was the exact same issue. We had about 7 months of inventory, so lots and lots of inventory to choose from. And in that particular case, there were a lot of bank foreclosures, and the banks had a mandate, we've got to clear this inventory, we'll just keep cutting the price until it goes. And as a result, we saw the prices decline those 2 years. So what's the situation like right now? Well, the situation is that we have 1 month of inventory, not 7 months of inventory. So instead of it being a buyer's market right now, there's a scarcity of product to be sold in the market, and there's buyers who are competing to get the little bit of inventory that's available. Sometimes there's even multiple offers. Products that are attractive homes priced well in a good area will usually sell the very first weekend that they're listed. In this sort of a market environment, the seller really holds most of the negotiation cards, and the buyer doesn't have a lot of flexibility from a negotiation standpoint. There's really nothing from supply and demand logic that suggests that prices would be able to decline in this sort of an environment. So with that being the case, there'll be no pressure on people from a short sale or foreclosure perspective. The other big driver why I don't think you're going to see any short sales and foreclosures is that we've been having 8 to 10% price increases for about 7 years in a row in the Denver market, and that's pretty similar to what you've seen in North Colorado, Colorado Springs, and Pueblo. So unless you were the one unfortunate buyer, and there will be some, maybe you did a VA loan purchase in January of this year and you put 0 down and you really stretched the value, and then you lost your job and now you've got to sell. You don't have any equity in your home, so that would be a short sale candidate, but that's a really rare situation. More commonly, you're going to have someone who's been in their home for 4 or 5 years, the value of their home has gone up about 45 or 50% in this time period, and they've also made a lot of progress in paying down the mortgage, so their equity in the home is going to be enormous. In a lot of cases, if they bought a house for 400 grand, they might be sitting on 100, 150,000 of equity. If they lose their job, they're going to hire a realtor to sell the house, and they're going to walk away with the equity. They're not going to give it back to the bank and let the bank take it all away from them. So there's really nothing at all similar in our current market environment to 1986, 2008, 2009 that suggests there'll be any foreclosure or short sale activity in this downturn.